I am here. Yeah, gonna be a hot summer's day. Gonna be a steamy hot day. I hope you will. So it's going to be one hot day. I thought I'd mix it up a little bit. I can't wait to get the new one of these. But, gotta wait. And the same weight is with what's coming at the end of the month. So, yes, we are here, we are live. Bush. Bush. Right, very good morning. There's 12 years here. Get in. We have Kevin here. We have others here. Alice is here. Alice here. If whatever you want it to be, you know. I mean, look, watch. You know, if I clipped that, right, I could make that elephant run and jump out. I could, but I'm not going to. So, today's a special day. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you something. I was on Udemy early this morning. Yeah. And what you're about to see is what I have left the instructor. Oh, wait. Sort your life out. Right. Here we go. Ready? 3, 2. So, there we go. Hi. Very good morning, Rob, who's the instructor. I am doing HTML5 audio and video. And when I click on the test or the next test, putting it all together, the web page is not there. It has been deactivated. So I am stuck at the end of HTML5. I keep getting this message, and the Udemy assistant has said, if you're seeing this message, it indicates that the website is deactivated. This is often an operational issue related to the hosting, and the support team will have the necessary tools to resolve it. Kind regards, Paul Gallant, Rushcliffe in Nottingham, England. Now I can't press that because it's already sent. So now you know. I am going to be a little bit of, well, the faster Rob or Udemy get back to me today or tomorrow, the faster that happens, the faster we can continue with coding. I can go to the next section, which is CSS, and I can start to do the whatever is on screen. I can do that, but I'll still have to go back to audio and video, complete the test, then come from audio and video to putting it all together, do that test, and then to CSS. Now, I am prepared to do that. Jeremy is saying, have you had your important phone call this afternoon? And I am so excited. Not just about, I showed you a picture yesterday. I signed up to something. And, several people have turned around and said, yeah, that I can't sing and I can't do this and I can't do that. Yeah, you've seen all the comments. And Callum is saying, I've got CGI hair. Well, whatever floats your boat, mate. That's the honest opinion. Whatever floats your boat. Because what I'm looking at is this. Yeah. I am going to, at some point between now and August, I'm going to put a lot of money into ETH. Do you know what ETH is? Does anybody in chat know what ETH is? Because what I need to do is put a lot of money into that and then fire that from where I'm going to put it across into Waves. And once I've done that, I'm then going to attempt to entice the community. Be a Viking. No. How silly. How silly can you be? And Fireburn is here. Yes, Alice is absolutely 100% spot on. It is. So I'm going to buy that, a big block of it, before it jumps to stupid money, because it's going to jump. I know it's going to jump. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy, using ETH, I'm going to buy something called WX. Two letters, W and X. And I'm going to use WX to say to the 4 point something. It was 4.5 million. It was. Don't know what it's going to be now. But once I do that, once I get into there, do the conversion, what happens is I say to the people of the community, I'm going to, if you give me a thumbs up, I'm going to give you free of charge an amount. Now, I'm not going to tell you what the amount is, but let's face it, that amount is a heck of a lot. And I want their vote. I'm buying their vote. And 32k, that's first. Then, if there's enough left in my account, dual energy pops out next. And Fireburn is saying gambling isn't good when you're trying to start a business. I agree 100%. But I'm not gambling. There is no roulette, blackjack. I'm struggling now. What you would find in a casino, but there is none of that. What I'm saying is, I am offering them, those people on Waves. Waves is an exchange. It's similar to Kraken, Bybit, Coinbase, Binance, etc. And it is just on that exchange. It is nowhere else. So once I've done that and they turn around and go in and give me 50 plus, you need 50 plus to open the door. Once that's done, then it goes on sale. Each goes on sale. Yes, you are putting money in the hope of a return. Yeah. You are not a crypto expert. No. I have not been to college, university, or anything. Fireburn. No, I haven't. But since 2017, I have bought and sold a number of different things. Benny is saying, you've been talking about the Waves Exchange. Yes, Benny, because the Waves Exchange is extremely important. And my point is this. When I said to those down at Upper Parliament Street is in the city centre of Nottingham. And I'm going to come to you in a second, Alice. I'm going to come to you in a second. So I'm not ignoring you. But in the city centre of Nottingham, yeah, there is the job centre. Now, when I went into the job centre and I asked for an expert, now I know, Alice, you do Solidity. I know you said that. That's the important bit. It's a language I've yet to learn. But bear with me, yeah, because once the consensus, it's 100%. It's nothing else but 100%. So you start at 0, and if you get over 50%, you're allowed to sell that on the exchange. And that's my point. Now, where is it? Yes, where is it? Crypto is useless and terrible investment. Right, Alice, I want you to right now. You've probably got me on your mobile phone. Would that be correct? So what I want you to do is this, and I want everybody to do the exact same thing. I want you to click onto Google, yeah, the search bar, and I want you to search the current price of Ethereum and tell me how much that current price is right at this moment, which is 1 second. We are 12 minutes to 12 o'clock. So come on, let's get this on the road. Now, there's 40 people here and 0 likes. We know the score. Let's start moving. Let's start the likes. And what will you do if ETH loses its value? Buy more, Jeremy. The reason why is this. The second largest asset by size means the more you have of that, the better. Ethereum, what's that? Wow. Ethereum predicted to take a nosedive from September. BF Aiken, I know a lot. I know this, right? I said this ages ago. BF Aiken, the king of cryptocurrency, is currently, tell me in chat, tell me now, come on. Firebird, Paul, why do you come up with a new and different? No, it's not. It's not, you see. It's an idea I stuck on the what's called the back burner. And he is also saying, right, I'm going to skip one person a second. You don't achieve anything because you stick to one thing. I don't stick to one thing. Now, going backwards, please invest in ETH. It will be great for us viewers. Well, here's the plan. And Savion Joker, quantum computing is the next step in advanced AI. Yeah. And Paul, no, Dan, no. I just have things on an exchange and I'm going to let them run free. And when they run free, I will post links with a disclaimer. The disclaimer will come first, then the link. And the reason why is because it's part of what is in the videos I do. Benny Harvey is saying, I won't invest in crypto if you haven't got a job. Shock horror. Do you know, Benny, have you been sitting under a stone somewhere? You see, like, Beer Viking was saying quite earlier, yeah, a couple of minutes ago, right? AI, the likes of Bolt, Anthropic, which is Claude, the likes of Replit, and there's many others. Yeah, there's many others. AI where you type in a prompt and it just it does something. It woof, boom. Yeah. Now you deploy that. The thing is, you can make money. And universal credit. Oh, flip flop scatter, going whoa, yeah. Do you know the thing is, put your big boy pants on. Yeah, your big boy pants. Because this is adult learning. And, you know, what I'm doing, yeah, is this. Where do you think 6 apps came from? Where do you think they came from? Mine are, Paul, I'm on a coffee break. Go back to fixing companies' problems. Paid work. Well, guess what? 6 apps. What's artificial intelligence? What's the buzzword? What really is the buzzword of artificial intelligence? Universal credit. What is it? Why is billions being chucked at it? Why? Why is there huge universities in the United States of America and some here in the United Kingdom plowing money into AI? Benny, do you know the thing is, right? I've said this many times to you, Benny, and you just, are you deaf? Or are you, I look at things this way, Benny. Yeah, you're either deaf or I'm not listening. I'm not listening. And if that's the case, just remember this. You have a little spanner. Yeah? Now, that little spanner says that you can do things here. So, let me just say this to you, right? And I'll say this every live that I do. When people turn around and say, oh, Paul's 68 and all the rest of it, yeah? You see all of this, yeah? See all of this, yeah? All of that can be removed. I just have to get a cream. And what I'm going to show you right now is this. Now, you see what that is? What that there is? It's a logo. Yeah? It's a logo which is in a tube, right? And there's products from there that I can use. I just asked if you've been applying for jobs, says Benny. Well, This thing which is going to happen today, that's going to get me the help I need. Because the person who is ringing me up is going to assist. And he was the person who turned around and said to me what the change with universal credit is. I am coming off universal credit. That means I'm going to be working. I'm going to be working in the city centre of Nottingham at some point in an office. And that office is related to the apps. Right? That's why the apps were created. Well, the last fit note is this month. And this month is flying. So there's your answer. Now, as somebody was just saying there before, who was that? Universal credit. I ask everybody who comes in, if you're not going to be polite, do that. End of. I'm not going to say anything more. And to prove it, whatever you type in chat, if Benny doesn't turn around and say enough, then I will never read a comment. Period. So you got a choice. You can either pipe down or choice is yours. Yes, signing off. Because these apps are very important. Now, one of the things which was mentioned quite some time ago, Alice can do Solidity. So Alice knows quite a bit about what Solidity does. And we have somebody who is on about Israel or Palestine. Benny, sort it out, man. Can you do a living signing off? Well, what I'm saying to you is this. If I have nothing from August onwards, what I'm going to do is this. In July, I'm going to speak to a solicitor, and every single thing that I have, I'm going to put that into a will. So if, nobody comes in and, everybody decides, we'll put the barricades up outside the office and, oh, hey, different gun in there. Yeah. If that happens and there is nothing, then this channel stops. You won't see me. And yeah. So yeah. But the hope is we do make the targets. No, I'm not going to give anybody apart from family. Family get their whole 9 yards. So there. Of course your family, of course you are. I mean, the thing is this. Like I said to them, and I will say to them when I go into the office at Upper Parliament Street and they see me next month in July, they're going to see right for their own two eyes. And it might shock. I hope it does. Doesn't your brother think brothers and sisters, what they think ain't relevant? Because not every family gets on. And that's the honest truth. Some fall out, you know. So yeah. But you've seen, like at the beginning, right? I did listen to people, Benny. I did listen to people when people turned around and said, my coding was slow. And they said, use AI. So I did listen. Same with the job centre. These are Mickey Mouse ideas. Is that true? Is that true, Benny? Or is that just a figment? Because, you see, you can't invent over 3 trillion. You just can't do it. And that is the cap which has been predicted by at least 50 YouTube channels. Those channels, let me just tell you, those channels have, the lowest channel has 546,000 subscribers. Some of the other channels have in excess of 4 million YouTube subscribers. So they are not talking utter bull. What we got? You have consistently not listened. Right. Yes, we go. There you go. Out the room. Benny. Universal credit comes back in. Boot. Can't be bothered. Right. It's true because no idea has made you money. Let me just enlighten you. Let me switch the light on. Yeah. And to prove it. Yeah. Benny. There's the light on. Yeah. One thing has happened. And it's this. A long time ago, I was asked to go to Edinburgh. I was asked to go to Blackpool, to Birmingham, to Leeds, etc. Right? And I did that. Now, while I was doing that, I was receiving a payment from the government. That payment, right? That payment helped with the cost of traveling to all those different locations I've just spoke about. Now, people turn around and say, yeah, that being a carer isn't a full-time job. Well, if you're working up to 12 hours a day, how many hours are in a day? One day. How many hours are in one day? Oh, be a vegan. Do you know what happens when a person skates on very, very thin ice? Do you know what happens? There is normally a warning sign saying, don't go too far out, because if you fall through, and Alice is saying, hi Paul, I'm currently working on launching a tech business. Would you like some tips? Depends what field you're going into. And Benny has said, I have your ideas. You think you do, Benny. You think. But that's where they are. So, yeah. Now, I'm going to say this much to you all. Yeah. You all think, oh, we can do this, and we can do that. We can wind and wind and wind and wind. Yeah. Here's the honest truth. I was on something last night, and I was sharing information with 5,000, at least 5,000 people, and they were struggling. And I said to at least, I mentioned what, I think 800, never give up. Life is hard. Life can be brutal. Yeah. But don't give up, because it can change. And Benny is coming back with 32k NFTs. Benny, where are the NFTs? Come on, tell everybody in chat where the NFTs are. Come on. Hurry. And he's also said merchandise. Yeah. When you click on this YouTube channel, Benny, yeah, it says under the description, hoodies, baseball tops, t-shirts, etc. That is for you, good people, not for me. I can make a purchase of a baseball cap, a t-shirt, a hoodie. I can do that, but it's for you. Now, when you're talking about the 32k TV, Benny, when you're talking about that, let me just switch the light on again. So, I love doing this. Yeah, right, where are we? Bush. Now, I want you to look at something, Benny. Can you see what that is? Huh? What? My mouse needs a new mouse. Can you see what that is? Yeah? Can you see what that is? Yeah? Now, I'm going to show you something. Click off. Now, there are 19 likes and 80 followers. You can all see that, can't you? Every single person here can see that. Yeah? Now, what does that say there? You see, you what you're trying to do, yeah, is this, Benny. What you're trying to do is this. You're trying to turn around and say that what I'm trying to do is a failure. Yeah? How many people every day come to Facebook? How many people come to Facebook? Come on. You see, what I'm trying to show you all is this. And one thing I'm going to say is this, Benny. Today is a very important day. Now, if you keep on your path, your course, yeah, if you keep on your course, you're going to find something's missing. Because, like I said to all those people last night on Dan's YouTube channel, I said this: never, never stop what you're doing if you love what you do. Never stop. Hello, cowboy. Cowboy, carry on. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 20, 30 billion. Just carry on. Because if it makes you giggle, carry on. But what I'm going to say to you is this, Benny. Yeah? There are almost 3 point something billion every day who go on to Facebook, who go on to Instagram and beyond. Paul, as Benny is saying, Paul, you haven't said any ideas that make money. Well, that page I've just showed you, yeah, 32K TV, has a small following. Imagine when that following is at 2,000, and I will show you when it is at 2,000. 2,000 and higher, what happens then is Facebook pays me. They don't pay me a lot, no, but they do pay me. So all of these things, like before when you were mentioning the NFTs, yeah? Where's the NFTs, Benny? Where are they? You see, out of all of the Newcastle United content creators, I have stuff on OpenSea. I have stuff on Facebook. So what I'm trying to say is this: climb off your high horse. Yeah? Because There's an old saying which my nan used to say to us: people who put themselves on a pedestal, it's a long way down. It is. And he's also saying, and how many have you sold? What matters is this: if you have something in a shop window, or if you don't. If you have a big, nice shop window and nothing in the shop, people are going to walk by. But if you have something in the shop, they're going to have a look. Now, enough said. And like I said to all of those people yesterday, when I was on Dan's YouTube channel, 5,000 people messaging him. And I turned around and I said, never give up. If people are going to turn around and say, oh, but what have you achieved? Well, I've created something. And that's a start. See, there's only one person, a lad called Billy, right? And Billy, yeah, can play a guitar. Now, Adam Pearson, Steve Wraith, Rubenstein, Matty Renton, Lee Lawler, Paul Ditchburn, Barry Thomas, John Sinclair. Can they do what I'm doing? Can they do that, Danny? No. See, my point's this, yeah? You're all here today. Now, you can disagree. You can as much as you like. Just what I'm saying to you is this. I'm showing you playing a guitar. I'm showing you doing code. Those aren't CGI. That's me. And because I'm doing that because you are in this live. Now, the last part I'm going to do is this. There's a lot of you who know. A lot of you who have seen code. You've heard songs where I'm singing about Newcastle United players and likes of songs, Streets of Home, Are You Brave Enough, and others. Yeah? So you've seen the content. Dave Grohl of Foo Fighters, who began life as the drummer of Nirvana. What band was he in before Nirvana? Colin, tell chat. Could Cowboy, can we place a bet? If you complete app launch at the end of the month, I'll give you 1,000, and if they don't, you give me 20. Do you know one thing, right? Code Cowboy. I want to be honest with you. What's on GitHub? What's there? What's on GitHub right now, this moment? Because you see, I know there's a lot of people, I was saying to people last night who are from everywhere on planet Earth. I'm just asking, Colin. You see, if you're going to talk about like somebody as great as Dave Grohl, these things you should know about. Well, here's the thing, Code Cowboy. What's on GitHub is going to be tested. Oh my, Callum. People do that, you know. They do. Yeah. Lots of people think the grass is greener. And then they try and worm their way back. Very true. It doesn't matter if you test or if you not. And Frog is saying, do you want Isaac to stay? Well, he is staying. He's still under contract for a number of years. I've told my wife I'm leaving her for whatever. You know, one of the things I keep saying to like lots of different people who are absolutely struggling. I came across a few last night who have less than 100, and I says to them, "Yeah, it is hard. It's extremely hard. Just don't give up." Yeah, do you know? Good on you, Callum. Good on you. Well, one thing I'm going to say to you is this: there are things, instruments that are on waves, and they are going to be my piggy bank. So, yeah, I'm just looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to yeah, of course. Aye. Now, let's be honest here at the end of the day. What's the weather going to be doing? Is it going to... Don't think it's going to rain. I hope it's not. So, tonight, we will talk about incomings tonight. If there are any. Don't know. But... And as we approach the end of this month, the hope is we get things done and dusted. Now, there's 40 people here, which thank you. And to those of you who keep on thinking, like Benny and others, watch the video back. Have a look at what is on Facebook. And if you can see something, it's real. It's not CGI. So, I don't know. We're going to see what happens, Jeremy. So, yeah. Thank you all for being here. What are we out? We've got 5. Let's get it up to 20 on your way out. And see you all 7 p.m.